Hey everyone, and welcome to Quango's YouTube channel for another tech review. Today we're going to be unboxing the HTC Vive VR headset. Now we've had this in the office for a few months now and have a pretty solid grasp for what it offers. We're going to show you what's in the box and cover setting it up. Similar to when you open an Apple product, everything in the box felt very well organized and considered, from the material that packed it, the plastic sleeves, the foam. Pretty excellent job as an unboxing goes. Additionally worth noting from the customer experience is the box is loaded with stuff. Definitely feel like you're getting bang for the buck. The Vive runs about $800, not including shipping, making it about $300 more than its nearest competitor, the Oculus Rift. That said, as you can see, it comes with a full suite of components. To start, let's talk about the biggest thing here, the headset. This thing is sweet. It's solid and feels very well made. It's lightweight given its size, and there's some notable positives and negatives since the beta version. The head strap is definitely more comfortable and adjustable than it used to be. Still includes a fairly cumbersome set of cables on the back. This is a tethered VR headset. It does come with these earbuds. They're your standard noise canceling kind, and they plug into a jack on the tether of the headset. They're okay, but this is a big distinguishing factor for the Vive. The Oculus, on the other hand, comes with built-in headphones, but we really appreciated having the option to use any set of headphones over a fixed built-in version. Also nice is the inclusion of an additional pad for folks with a more narrow face, as you can see here. Let's talk about the controller, also a notable difference from the main competitor. These are very much like a Steam controller, kind of cut down the middle. There's a touchpad, a trigger, and other associated buttons that play out differently depending on which game or experience you're running. Now, this is the main adapter. It's what all the cables run into and serves as the main interface between the headset and the computer that runs it. It includes your basic HDMI and USB connections as well as DC inputs, and of course the base stations. You mount two of these in whatever space you decided to set the Vive up in. These serve to detect your position. There's something like 72 separate sensors tracking the activity, which certainly account for an incredibly seamless experience. Of course, each one requires its own power source, so be prepared to consider cabling when choosing your space. This thing, which we initially mistook as an audio cable, is actually what pairs the two base stations together. And can't forget to mention all the connectors it comes with, including HDMIs, USBs, USB to USB Mini, and lastly the wall mounts for the base stations themselves. Now, setup was fairly straightforward. We got a little creative with our cables and rearranged the lounge a little to maximize the space, but all in all, the hardware was easy to set up. Everything worked as it should. Even the firmware updates were pretty plug and play. Now, it's worth us mentioning a little bit about the system required to power it. Here at Quango, we have a custom PC with double GTX 980s, a Core i7, and plenty of RAM, but do be sure to check out Vive's site for the system requirements before ordering. One place we do have to hit HTC on is the software side. As many of you may or may not know, the Vive primarily runs through Steam. Steam is great, but a word of caution, it's strongly recommended you set up your Steam account and your Vive account ahead of time before plugging all this stuff together. The setup process attempts to provide an avenue for signing up for an HTC account and connecting it to your Steam account while you're trying to install all the hardware, but it's quite clunky and some of the user interaction is not really optimized. There were resolution issues. Sometimes we had trouble entering our username and password or verifying our account. We did eventually get through it, but it was definitely a negative we had. At the end of the day, as you can see, the team is having a blast with it. We continue to use it almost every day. Our official opinion is that it is worth the money and definitely the VR headset of 2016. That wraps up our review of the HTC Vive. Don't forget to subscribe and leave some comments below. We'll include all the relevant links in the description as well as some reviews that we thought were pretty neat. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.